Le programme suivant sera en anglais.
ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون ربنا سكر الذي بالكاف والنون ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وسلم سدد لساني نوير شناني صفي أماني وزد برائي. Viewers of Eco from TOUBA, welcome to the show once again, running every Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here in Lamphal TV. Long life to our new Khalif, Sëriñ Muntaha of Sheikh Bashir Mbake, who is actually doing a great work. Thanks to him, recently he gave out 170 million for the patients of TOUBA who had kidney failure, 170 in order to take care of themselves. Also another 70 million for the children of TOUBA, for the daughters, for insurance, free for treatment in TOUBA. Great work, thanks to Sheikh Muntaha. And also salam to my Sheikh, Sheikh Murtada ibn Sheikh Abdul Ahad Mbaki, and also all the Sheikhs of TOUBA. We're very delighted to have a guest today coming from America, North America. He's actually the president of the foundation 221 of North America, but also board member of the organization of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba of Detroit, Michigan. He's visiting from Senegal, a friend and a brother, Moussa NIANG. I don't know about the last, the NIANG thing though.
That's actually a great name, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
all right. Welcome to the show, Mr. Moussa.
Thank you, and we want to start with the name of God, the most merciful and most beneficent. And we ask Allah to shower His blessing to our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to his family and to his companions, and to express our eternal gratitude to our Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, and to ask Allah to be pleased with Sheikh Sidi Makhtar, who just transitioned,
right,
and to send our greetings to the actual Caliph Sheikh Muntaha Mbake. We pray for him to have a long life and to be very successful in the mission of Sëriñ TOUBA. And S.Fallou, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, anytime. Again, Sheikh Moussa, Mr. Moussa went to the University of Texas. He's actually a financial engineer of Ford Motor Company over there in America. Mr. Moussa, can you tell us a little bit about your early life over there in America?
So it was just a life of a student,
right,
of like every student, especially international students, struggling, but at the same time missing the country, and try to do our best to acquire the knowledge that we were there to seek for, and to once again to benefit our country, Senegal. So yes, so that was just that life. It was, I can say, a great life. Also we fulfilled with a lot of challenges, but also we just always thank God that have His hand upon us, and to that help us to be where we are right now. So we are very grateful, and it's just a life experience.
Beautiful. You seem very young though. How long you lived in America?
So I would say now it's like almost 15 years. 15 years. Almost.
A long time.
Well,
that's a long time. Well, anyhow, right. And also your activities over there, beside working for a very renowned company like Ford, what else are you doing?
So what I do, I do a lot of things, right? So working with Ford, I'm really active within the communities in the United States. So just like you mentioned, I'm the president of Foundation 221. Of course, we're gonna get to that in a second. At the same time, I'm a chairman and treasurer of the biggest mosque and community center. That's like Black, African American mosque. I'm just recently elected as a chairman and the interim treasurer, which name is Muslim Center. Also, I'm in several organizations like Michigan Muslim Communities, Michigan Muslim Community Councils. At the same time, I'm the Vice President of Operations for the National Black MBAs, member of the National Black Accountant, and so the Detroit repopulation. I'm part of it, part of all the several American organizations, but as well some organizations that are really dear to me is Foundation Sheikh Khadimou Rassoul of Michigan and Foundation Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba of North America. So those are organizations that are really dear to me because of the cause and because we are there working for the cause of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba.
Right. On your posters though, I've seen you with the mayor of Detroit. That means you're very involved in the city though. What kind of work are you doing actually linked with the city of Detroit?
Well,
specifically though.
Civic engagement. It's mainly civic engagement. I'm very community involved in the United States, in Detroit. So what I usually do is I try to leverage the relationship that God have given us, or given me, to help our community in Detroit. So whether it is the governor, senators, mayor of Detroit, so I'm in that circle or help in that circle just for the benefit of our community. Beautiful.
But being an immigrant though, coming from West Africa, you're living right now over there, and then there's a new president, I mean Donald Trump, with the rhetoric of, you know, immigrant laws that's being laid out. What's your feeling about the new government over there? Is it helping or is it tough?
No, when it comes to the immigration issue, it's very tough.
Is it?
It's not helping at all. It's not helping at all. So unfortunately, I can say we have a president right now that are making all our lives very difficult. So as we know, America is a nation of immigrants, right? We are all immigrants there. Whether it doesn't matter from your ethnic background. If you are not a Native American, a Native Indians, you are an immigrant. So that is what makes the greatness of America.
Of the country,
So, but now it's getting really changed. We are going now to America with a white supremacy, in a very racist America, in an America that at this point is pushing away immigrants.
The America First slogan.
Exactly. Exactly. So now it's not like we are living by the slogans anymore. But still, we have great immigrant community. Especially if I can talk about the Senegalese immigrant community. It is an awesome immigrant community, very qualified, that are adding values to the American country and adding value to Senegal as well, right? So it's very unfortunate the situation we are living right now, but we shall overcome, like you say.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Adding values, though, America is taking advantage of that. I don't know about Senegal. We'll talk about that later on. But in terms of an NGO you have over there in America called 221.
Right.
When did you create that?
So Foundation 221 was created in 2014. It was basically created in Michigan, and that's where our headquarters is. Right. It is a non-profit organization that's aimed to help. So we work both in the United States and in Senegal. So it's been in 2016 that we started being really involved in Senegal. So we are doing a lot of activities, and just to tell you, really, our mission, our goals is to come to help the needy populations, right? So to help the orphans, that's one of our first missions, right? To help women and children that have health issues, but most importantly, to raise our new generation of African leaders, to coach new community leaders. So we want to help them to become servant leaders in their community. So that's what really Foundation 221 is about, in short, as a mission.
There's numbers here though, 221. What 221 stands for?
Interesting. So as we all know, 221 is the international area code of Senegal.
Okay.
Right, 221.
I didn't have my mind on that.
We might not know, because if you're in Senegal, we don't need to dial 221 to reach you. So that's the symbolism behind that. You have to be in a foreign country
in order to use the area code.
Exactly. So what that symbolizes is us, our diaspora. We are trying to reach out to Senegal to help in the development, to help in the relief efforts, and not only we as a diaspora. When I'm saying diaspora, it includes as well African Americans, it includes Caribbeans, so it includes as well as Africans. So it's a very wide range. So that is the symbolism behind the 2 to 1, just helping for a better future, reaching out to Senegal.
Beautifully done. I'll take my time here though to salute the youngsters of New York, like Ndawi Senegal, Mam Jara Njai, that I had a while ago, very active also in NGOs and helping orphanages, and just like you guys are doing over there in America. What triggered your need though to do it? You in America, you work basically at Ford, getting some, you know, you know, what triggered your need? Not to say getting some money, because if you work for Ford though.
Not really. Okay. I mean, but we still thank Allah, right? For what we have, like.
Right. So what triggered the need though to create a foundation?
Because I think it's my duties, right? It is our duties as young African, young Senegalese, really to embrace something greater than ourselves, right? So that is the mindset that I go with. Leaving place better than we found them, right? That's one thing that one of our old college presidents used to teach us, right? In terms of like leadership 101.
Right.
Leave places better than you found them. So it is our role that when we come on earth, we are just not here to play and just to play inactive, right? We are here to serve the mission of Allah. I mean, to serve that purpose that Allah has, you know, commanded us to do. Serving that purpose is, if we are right now at point A, hopefully we got to take it to point B, right? So that's one of the things that I was like, okay, I love my community. I love helping. I love doing things. But can I do it really by myself? Absolutely no. So that's what triggered me to try to create something that, just like I said, that's above me, which is Foundation 2 to 1.
Right.
That we have like some really awesome young people that are part of it.
Full of energy, right?
Full of energy. They are extraordinary. So you would be amazed if you see them leading some of our activities. They are just like exceptionals.
Right.
And I just want to take, maybe I can just take this moment, and in the United States we have like a great team, right, that work in our community outreach, work in the marketing and promotions. In the
I think I'm going to jump on that just to ask you, who was your first contact? I mean, where did you go after you started the NGO? You went to see the mayor, some companies? Because in order to have some stuff to send to Africa or to help, you're going to need support. Who was your first support?
Well, it is a bunch of networking that I have made while working with other organizations before. Because that's one thing that triggered. I was like, okay, I'm doing a lot of things in the United States, helping the local community. Now what I'm doing for Senegal. So that's one of the first mindset I went. So when I was working in the non-profit world, in the NGO world, helping better our communities locally, I had some contacts. I had worked with some partners before. So when I have created the Foundation 221, it wasn't, I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't difficult, because it's always difficult to sell a business case, but at least we know where to go. So that was our first contact. So, and we just have a team of volunteers, because all the team here, we work as volunteers with Foundation 221. Nobody is paid, right? I'm not. Hopefully, yes, right? So because inshallah, when things grow, we want to get a full-time staff around. Hopefully. So and now I had contact and created here a team here in Senegal that coordinate with us and coordinate with the team in the United States. So in Senegal, we have so just to present you the team, to introduce you a little bit, we have. Serigne Mbacké Cissé, Serigne Mbacké Madina, who's our national coordinator.
Welcome again, viewers for ECO from TOUBA. We're having a show today, and beautiful, delighted to have S.Moussa NIANG visiting from Detroit, Michigan in America. We're talking about his foundation, 221, but also later on the foundation of Khadimur Rasul of Detroit, Michigan. S.Moussa, you started this NGO over there in America, and then, like you said, the area code 221 for Senegal. When you came to Senegal, how did you start it? How you get the people involved here in your own country? So in your second country, since you're right.
In the first one,
right.
So So the thing, it wasn't that difficult to find people, because sometimes like-minded people can just work together.
Right.
So some of them in the teams are some childhood friends. Some of them are really some close friends and people that are dynamic in their field of work.
Right.
So when we created the team, we have like these initials people that have been doing a lot of things.
When you came back, you know, the people you met, how you got them involved, you know?
So I was just mentioning, like recruiting the team wasn't something that's very difficult, because in the circle I have now some very dynamic people. Most of them are childhood friends or friends that I knew before, and people that are really great in their field, right? So that's those that we have gone and start working with. So we have our national coordinator here, and his name is Serigne Madina Cisse. So he's leading the overall operations, and of course.
Salam Serigne Madina. And the one I was talking to.
Yeah, we give him a shout out. Yes, and Sophie as well, really dynamic, right?
She's a guest is sitting to my left.
Exactly. Right. So she's a childhood friend, right? And Sophie have everything that's like in public relation and communication. And we have our guest that's just next to us. We have Basiru. He's coordinating the events, and Fatim is our director of the Leadership Institute. So we're going to come back to that Leadership Institute. We have, in Baki, we have some of the team. We have Moussa Bey, we have Abdoulaye Jaco, and we have Mohamed GAYE, who newly joined the team, and he's part of our Leadership Institute. So we have other volunteers that work with us, but these are some of the members that are like the core members. Exactly, of what we are doing right here. Yes.
And also I heard about orphanages though, where you got involved though. What are your targets? Different fields you planning to get yourself in Senegal?
So what we're doing, because just like I said, one of our first mission is to come to help to the orphans. So we have been working with several orphans. And I think the orphanage that we work the most is Kër Mam Diarra. Kër Mam Diarra in TOUBA, and by the way, I give my salam to S.Fallou who's very dynamic, and we work together a lot. Inshallah.
It's an orphanage or a dara?
It is an orphanage,
is it?
But at the same time, they teach the children. They teach, yes, so I can call it a dara as well, because they teach the children.
It's in TOUBA?
It is in TOUBA. It is in TOUBA. And right now we are expanding, because we want to go to some other orphanage. We want to work with hospitals. So we'll come to that, because we have some programs that are linked to the healthcare, right? So that's what it is. So that's what it is. We want to just come. We want to come to help to the orphans, and so far we are doing a great job, and that we want to continue in sponsoring more orphans in Senegal.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, well, you are legal over there in terms of having your paperwork in America. When your NGO comes to Dakar, you guys need to comply with the laws in Dakar, having other papers or the administrative papers. How does it work?
It's not easy. It's not easy as in the United States, right? In Senegal, we have much more the administration is much more slower, but it's understandable. It's different level of development, and hopefully we are tending in making our administration great. But we have to comply to the local rules and regulation, and that is one of the things we have signed when we were creating our non-profit organization in the United States, because it's an international one. It's an international, and so we hope in the future, because we have started working into that, we will be affiliated with the United Nations as an NGO in consultative status in terms of economics and social activities. So that's where we are heading to. That's where we are heading to. But yes, as far as administration,
it's hard.
It's not hard. It's hard here. It's not easy.
A lot of hurdles.
A lot of going back and forth. A lot of going back and forth, but
you guys need help with this purpose, though. Governments should really help guys coming back from America and other countries to help our own, though. Hopefully something will be done about it. Again, you're watching Eco from TOUBA. Our guest today, Moussa NIANG, visiting from Detroit, Michigan. You can visit our page, though, Eco from TOUBA page on Facebook, and don't forget to like that page. Mr. Moussa, also in Senegal, back here, what happened with the, I mean, how significant your presence here? What you have done since you started the NGO here in Dakar?
So we had just talked about the orphan sponsorship.
Right.
We are doing a lot when it comes to that. The water program. We have a great water program because area that don't have water in Senegal, what we want to do is go and give them access to that because it's a vital, and just like I said, it's a right.
Right.
It's a right. I mean, nobody should be deprived of the right of having like a clean water.
Absolutely.
So we understand government cannot do everything, cannot do all. So that's where we try to jump in and give them that access. So I just can give you some example in TOUBA, right? We have, I mean, we have given them access to water in some part of Nindi. We have another program that we call our wells program. So what we do is we create what a modern well. So it's not a traditional well that you go and fetch.
Right.
So the modern well had like an electrical pump, and usually what we do, we have like a 1,000 liter tank, and we connect that to different water faucets around, right? So we have last year we have given one to the Lycée of Mbake, the local high school in Mbake, that had that issues, and because they had like clean water, not clean water, they had just like water issues, and we know in that area the water is not that good, right? So we have given that to the over 2,000 students, right? To the 2,000 students, and we had work with the headmaster of the school, Mr. Keita, that I want to give my greetings. He's a great educator. So we had given those. TOUBA, we had as well work on a well.
Beside TOUBA?
Beside TOUBA, the Sheikh Ibrahim Fall Holy City, right? So we had done the same over there. And at this point, like 3 new wells are being dug. Locally, modern wells as well, and one is going to be given to the junior high school over there in Mbake also. So we have as well some of the seasonal programs, right? One of the seasonal programs, it's like the Tabaski, the Eid al-Adha, right? The Eid al-Kabir, that we help like the population to go in dignity and celebrate the Abraham. Food, clothing, meat, so they can celebrate it with their family, right, in privacy. We do that in Ramadan. We had like a successful Ramadan campaign. We give them food that they can use for days for their iftar with their family. The other program that we just launched right now, it is like the health program. So Saturday, the 31st of this month of March, right? We have sent a medical containers full of equipment, medical equipment and supplies, that we are given to the Children's Hospital of Diamniadio, Hôpital pour Enfants de Diamniadio. And the value was estimated of 264 millions of our local currency here.
How much in dollars?
So in dollar, it is over $450,000. So it reached almost 480. Very significant. And there is another container that is on its way to Senegal, and the value in CFA is almost 300 millions, right?
Plus another one I heard a while ago, you sent one in Madlabou.
In Madlabou Foundation, right? Yes, that one I have done that, and on the Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba Foundation.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that. Exactly. So we have 2 containers right now that are designated to the almost 600 millions, right? In less than 3 months, that the foundation were able to, Foundation 221 were able to do, that are designated to the Children's Hospital.
Beautiful.
And our objective this year, our goal, when it comes to health, medical supply equipment, because that's very important, we aim to bring in Senegal 2 billions of CFA, 2 billions of our local currency in terms of medical supply and medical equipment to our hospital. So that's the program that we are doing right now. But one of the programs that I see really interesting and that I really love, that Fatim is the head of, is what we call our Mobile Leadership Institute. So to just give you a little synopsis of that, we want to create different leadership clubs. Just like you have your math club, your English club, we want to have leadership clubs in our high school, right, and our junior schools. Because what we want is, because one of the things with the foundation is the promotion of volunteerism. It's a philanthropic organization, but based on the promotion of volunteerism. So we want to help the youth, really at early age, to start volunteering, to start being servant leaders in their community. Because guess this, as a student of a school, like I was saying, I want to leave this school better when I get my high school diploma. So I want to help as well the street where I live in. I want to help the hospital around, or even the city hall around, right? So, but it is a mindset. So we want to give them that training. We want to give them the vision. We want to embody that greatness in their DNA. The greatness that they already have, but we want to wake that up. We want to wake up that potential, right? So that's why we have that leadership institute. And not only we want to teach them how to start at early age a business, right? How to be involved in your community, how to believe in your community, how civic engagement is very important to you, right? So that's one thing that we want to embody in their DNA. They already have it. We just have
it's there already.
It's already there. It's like a Senegalese culture.
You got to wake it up.
We just have to wake it up. Youth. They don't have to wait when they're old to start being involved. The involvement is right now. We have enough issues, but we have a lot of potential. We have to wake that potential up. So that is the leadership, and that's really the mindset or the vision that we have in the Leadership Institute. So that's that's a program that's really dear to us. And this year we have started launching that.
What a mission.
Yes.
You're watching Equal from TOUBA. Once again, delighted to have our guest today, Mr. Moussa NIANG, visiting from America. President of the Foundation 221, involved in many works here in Dakar and as well in America. Mr. Moussa, when you came back to the country, though, tell us about your involvement again in your own country in Senegal.
Yes, so the involvement is multiple. It's diverse involvement, all in line with the missions of Foundation 221. So philanthropic work, just like I was mentioning, in health, giving medical equipment and supplies to children's hospitals, and at the same time working in establishing our Leadership Institute. So at this point we are solidifying our local partnership, because I don't believe that everything should come to the United States and here, to here. We have to bring our inputs, right? We have to participate, contributing to that philanthropy.
Especially youngsters, though.
Especially youngsters. Especially youngsters. Actually, that's for them. The concept of 221 is, I mean, everybody can be part of 221. We are all Senegalese. We are all part of the diaspora. We are all part of 221. But we want as well, we encourage the young dynamics. So we encourage the young people to be part of the foundation and be part of the philanthropical and the volunteerism efforts that we are doing. So right now we are just like meeting different organizations that are doing similar of what we are doing right now. And government people as well. We only meet so far, I think, the Minister of Youth, Mr. Dong, and we have met as well some of the authorities when it comes to healthcare. So yes. That's what we do.
Like I said, there's a lot of guys though visiting, helping also, like Akon, like many others, entertainers getting involved in their own countries though. How do you deal with youngsters? Do you go to meet them? There was an institute you said that, really you want them to get bigger. When you mentioned one of the, your partner here, what happened with that institution?
So you just mentioned people like Akon, right? Who are
Sean, NIANG, something like that, right?
Exactly.
And Beducan, my friend, as well.
Right. So those are what I call the model citizens, right? Those are role models that, I mean, despite all the years that they have been outside of Senegal, all they've been thinking about is how to come back to the country, invest, or how to come and have the youth be involved in the civic engagement area. So that's one of the things we are doing.
Right.
And I was mentioning, like you said, our Mobile Leadership Institute that Fatim Bey is the head of.
Right.
So what we are doing right now is we are establishing all these leadership clubs around. And as I just mentioned, we want those youth to embrace greatness. Greatness that they already embrace.
Right.
Break that up and down. Right. We want them to be involved in their local community. We want them to be like a agent of change, to be transformational leaders. We want them at the same time to be servant leaders. They have to serve. We all have to serve. We are here to serve. We are living a life with purpose, right? That's the mission for us coming on earth.
Right.
Right. So it's not just something that we're gonna do by slogan or talking about it, right? We have to help each other.
Need actions.
Exactly, we need action. So at this point we are implementing those leadership clubs, right? We are involved and we want to give them special coaching. We want to mentor them. And in that mentoring aspect, let's say if you have these young folk, they say, okay, I want to be a lawyer. What we want to do is how we can help them, help him to become a lawyer. Maybe we want to pair him with another lawyer as a mentor, right? You want to be a doctor, you might want to do the same thing, right? So that's, it's like a wide range. It's like a wide range that you can
You said mobile though. Is it going to be throughout the regions of Senegal or only in Dakar?
Exactly, that's the concept. That's why it's mobile,
Right.
It moves.
Through all Senegal?
To all Senegal. To all Senegal. So what we want to create right now, we want to do like a kind of specimen. We kind of want to do like a test.
A sample.
A sample, having a hub, right? With some schools. So we will give them those training in leadership.
You started it already, or?
We did. We are in the implementation phases at this
Mashallah,
point. Right? So we have worked on the strategic portion of it.
Right.
So we are in the implementation, the execution phases of it. So we have some schools that have already they buy in the project and they give already their okay. So in the incoming days, we're gonna go and meet the students. And one of the things that I like about it is we want the students' input. We just don't want to come and give them a program, dictate them a program. Now, we want them to say, hey, this is our passion, this is what we want to do. And we help them do that, and help them achieve that. Through just like volunteering, through helping their school, through helping their hospitals, through helping the street where they're living, right? To inspire all the people, right? So that's the concept of that. And I think we're going to have like great result. Beautiful,
beautifully said. And then good luck to 221. This is what actually the country needs, though, in terms of helping with the Senegal rising. Again, I don't know if I asked you about politics before, but you're not involved in politics?
Yes, we did talk about it.
We did, right.
Yeah, Foundation 221 is not involved in politics.
It's not at all.
It's not involved in politics.
Okay, we're going to go back to America, though. Again, having Mr. Moussa NIANG, president of 221, visiting Dakar, and also a board member of Khadim Rasoul Foundation of Detroit. Tell us about this religious structure, Khadim Rasoul Foundation.
So in Detroit, we had this. Well, in Detroit, we have what we call Foundation Khadim Rasoul of Michigan. Right? Foundation Khadim Rasoul in Michigan is doing an extraordinary job in Detroit.
Right.
It is one of the pillars in America when it comes to the Mureed community.
Right.
However, we have another structure that's called Foundation Sheikh Ahmad Bamba of North America. It was created almost 3 years ago, which is a vision of our spiritual leader and ambassador, Sheikh Mamour Mbake Ibn Murtada.
Right. Doing a great work, though.
Doing a great work.
On the footstep of his father, the late one, Sayyid Murtada Ibn Sheikh Ahmad Bamba. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. His vision was for all the Mureed in America or all the Mureed organizations to come under one umbrella and be able to fight the greater cause, to help the greater cause of Sheikh Ahmad Bamba and to spread the teaching of TOUBA in North America and to raise our children in Mureedia, in Islam in general.
Right.
So that vision was materialized in 2015, with the creation of the Foundation Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba of North America, which vision is to unite the Mureed in North America. And our president, Sheikh S.Fallou, that I want to give my greetings. He's a great friend and brother of mine.
Right.
And he have a great vision. A great vision in expanding that work of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba in North America.
Right.
And he has there's a great team that he worked with, his vice president, Sorin Pafal of North Carolina. And there is a board of trustee,
right.
a board of education, and we have different committees, right, that help, social committee that help in the philanthropic job,
right.
We have our treasurer, Salim Khadim Sam, who's as well the Jorin of Atlanta.
Right.
So we have Salim Bakitun is the lead of the social committee.
Right.
And myself, I lead the youth leadership. The Youth Leadership Initiatives program, and I was previously leading our strategic plan work. So from the strategic plan work, we had created some of the new committees that we think is necessary for our development.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the woman involvement. So now there is what we call like a woman committee, and now we have the youth that we have like a good committee, and we are trying to implement several youth programs. Throughout the states. Right. Because just to give
that is the Ndawi Sering Touba, youngsters of Sering Touba, or is it different?
It is different.
Or is it?
It's different. And I have met the Ndawi Sering Touba in our convention in Atlanta last year. But this one is different. We are trying to, what we're trying to do is, you see, you have like this youngster that were born in the United States.
Right.
So they typically
there's a lot of them right now, right?
A lot of them. They are American, right? With Senegalese parents.
Right.
So how can we do to involve them in the work of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba? Because that's those people that have to keep the legacy of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba in North America.
Right.
So now if we don't give them the involvement, pretty much the Mureed is going to be non-existent in the United States. Because our generation is going to go. People that are older than me, we're not going to be here. So that's are those people that have to like carry that torch. So that's why we created that committee of those young people, where they have to work. They have to know that they have several programs. Religious. Community outreach. Because I hate to say, when it comes to community outreach, community service in the United States. The adults are
lacking
yes, we're not doing a good job at all.
Why? Because this is the language barrier, or what happened? Or not knowing much about the Sering Touba's legacy, or what is holding them from spreading the message?
Maybe language barrier is one of them.
Is it?
Maybe there's a cultural barrier too. We want to go there and make money and live, right? Maybe we have family to feed. That's not an excuse.
That is not, absolutely.
At all.
Right.
Or maybe it's not just thing that we are used to do. Or if we are doing it among Senegalese. Now that's like that's the challenge now that our youth are taking on.
Need to be educated.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they are like just in Detroit. I remember not a while ago in Detroit, our youth, they have went to Forgotten Harvest and packed over 1,000 pounds of food that are disseminated to the needy people in the Detroit area.
That's beautiful.
Putting like over 33 work hours worth of labor, actually, right? So that's what they're doing. I have seen the youth in Dallas for the Foundation Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba that we call FunCap. The youth in Dallas have done the same as well. So things that the adults are lacking really.
To have youngsters like them.
Yes, we want them to take it. And we want those people to reach out to their American fellows, to their friends, right? Because they don't have that language barrier, to invite them, first of all, in Islam, showing them Islam by example, by correcting.
Right.
And ultimately, show them the teaching of Sheikh
Al
Ahmad
Khadim.
Bamba. Exactly.
But what happened to Mika? Because before you had FONCAP, you have the foundation of Khadim Rasul over there in Detroit. Used to be this one in New York, and it was very popular and big though. What happened to Mika? It doesn't exist anymore?
No, it's still there.
Is it?
It's still there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys working together, some kind of link you have between those organizations, or are you on your own?
That would be ideal to work together.
Right.
So far, I haven't seen that effort. I mean, that effort for Mika and the foundation working together. Hopefully,
it's going to be done.
Hopefully, we're going to tend in that
Right.
direction.
And when we talk about the foundation of Khadim Rasul, Mika, FONCAP, all these organizations in North America, there's also, I've seen houses being built for Sheikh Al Khadim called the Kër Serigne Touba, House of Sheikh Al Khadim. Why? What's in those houses? What happened?
So the Kër Serigne Touba, I think those are one of the pillars, and maybe one of the reasons why we have Foundation FONCAP, Foundation Sheikh Ahmad Bamba of North America, because what Sheikh Mahmoud have said is he wants all those Kër Serigne Touba to be in the name of Sheikh Serigne Touba.
Right. First.
Because exactly, Serigne Touba own those houses,
Right.
those Islamic centers. And we all should come together and pay them off because we should own them.
Right.
Right? We shouldn't be renting or leasing, or if we're doing it, we should be tending to the ownership of that. So that's one of the work. That's why with FONCAP, with Foundation Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, we have a committee, a special committee called Kër Serigne Touba, where that's what they do. They go around, investigate the houses that need to be paid off, right? Investigate because we are tending in have Islamic centers, not just like residential houses, right? Because that's where we should go. If those are in line with the city, with the code, because the city have different zoning, have different rules and regulation. So that's one of the work that they are doing, and coming together as one, doing fundraisers and pay those customers off. So that's what they are doing. I can give an example in Detroit. Detroit, we had bought a church. We had bought a church in 2014, and that church is transformed right now into a Kër Serigne Touba. Right. So there is a mosque inside.
It's a white property also on the thing though. It was beautiful. Yeah, right.
Exactly. So it's a very wide property. Then we can do everything that we need in there. And now we are trying to raise money to pay that off. Last year, Atlanta have mimicked that example of Detroit, right? And they had one as well as Islamic Center, which was a church before and a mosque, and now it is on the head of the Mureed.
How many Christians are you registered already throughout America, North America?
Actually, I don't have a clear data with that.
Right.
But the Foundation Sheikh Ahmad Bamba does have a good data what we have registered so far. Right. So hopefully we are heading into a convention, what we call the Mureed Convention of North America in August, and this year is going to be in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
So it's going to be a time for us to do like.
Also, Mr. Niang, in America, this is a melting pot. There's a lot of cultures coming. Religious groups are represented. Naqshbandi is there, Mevlevis, Tijanis. How significant is the presence of Sheikh Al Khadim over there, the Mureed order in America?
It's very significant. It's actually very significant, and it's going to increase actually in numbers. You're going to increase in numbers. Like in Detroit, you have like a very powerful Mureed community, and in New York is a summit of it.
Right. If you go they started much earlier though.
Exactly.
Right.
They started much.
Persons like Baloji, the former. Right. Disciple of Sheikh Murtada.
Exactly. And Serigne Murtada, may Allah be pleased with him.
Right.
Had done like a work that's just like extraordinary.
Right.
So it's gonna explain now with the creation of all this Kër Serigne Touba and with our outreach program, because our roles, the roles of FONCAP is to expand the teaching of Sheikh Ahmad Bamba in North America, Canada included. We have a wonderful Joe in Serigne Babacar Job in Canada, in Montreal, doing a good work over there. So I don't doubt that Mureed is the future over there, and so it's growing, and And we work together, all together. We are one community, the Tijaniya. Exactly. So the Sufi order. So that's what we are interested in, because the Sufi order is actually
well knitted.
Well knitted for word peace.
Right.
Actually.
A very rare pearl right now. So what happened? Because when you have a Christian TOUBA, a center where people come and learn about the Sheikh, what do you show over there? Because there's his legacy, his writing legacy. He said, "Karamati khattu yadi." My karama is my writing. What do you show? Because I've seen some kind of a contradictions though. People going out to show culture, African and Wolof culture over there, instead of the work of our Sheikh. What happened? Is this revolution over there, hopefully in Atlanta, showing really the legacy, the writing legacy of Serigne Touba? Is it happening?
Yes, it's happening, because that had been a challenge.
Right. You talk about Delaware, someone writing,
exactly,
translating the books of Serigne.
Right, and I was about to mention it, because really it is in us. It's just like the Muslim in general, especially. We always confuse our culture to what I want to call usually like Islam, right? So it happened in Mureed as well.
Right.
So just like you said, the miracle of Shah.
We have to show them how to wear the bailat.
Exactly.
The garments. Exactly. It's more than that, right?
It's more than that.
Right.
It's more than that. And especially when I come to the youth. When I come to the youth, we have to teach them Mureed differently. It's not the young people that are born in the United States, raised in the United States, they go to American school. You cannot give them the traditional teaching of what you've been doing in the Dawah in Senegal. It's impossible. It's impossible. You have to adapt. Exactly. You have to match. And now you have, especially the foundation, work with writers, historians like Dr. Ware. So like Dr. Ware, and if you read his translation, it's a work you would have never seen, really. Like when it comes to the work of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba translated in English. That's beautiful. Dr. Ware has like translated Mawahib. I have read that translation, and I have never seen a work like that when it comes to the English translation of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba books.
Because they know really Arabic though, in order to...
Exactly, he knows, and he knows Wolof, right? Simlidi. He have done that. And now he just told me a while ago that he just finished Masalikul Jinnah. Right? Yeah. So
that's a great work.
That's a great work. Right. And that's the work that's gonna help in expanding Mureed in the English world, in North America.
Well, that's the reason why we have this show though, Eco from TOUBA, youngsters in America and abroad in English to understand the work of Serigne Touba. Thanks to someone like Sana Camara, who wrote many books though, translating books of Serigne Touba, but also Serigne Baye Jaxate, very prolific in the wall of writing that he converted it in English as well. Guys like that really need to be helped in order for our Sheikh, our icon, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, one of the most, again, prolific writer in terms of Sufism in Islam, known yet. Sheikh Al-Khadim living here in Senegal, of course, in TOUBA area. Mr. Niang, now coming back again to, before, I should salute as well Abibou Diop, who gave us the link though in order for this show to happen. So thank Abibou Diop. Your person is a great, beautiful, very knowledgeable, informative. I've been watching a lot of people giving thanks though through me, through the show though, telling you that you're doing an excellent work by the love of our unique icon, Sheikh Ahmad Bamba. Absolutely.
Dispatching the work, what's happening in TOUBA in the United States. So usually I call him like a good media person because he's just like doing a phenomenal job when it comes to that. No, that's all he lives by. He don't care about anything else. His life, we share the same diary, the same boat in Detroit.
Any word you want to say to the diary people over there, to the guys watching you over in Story?
Oh no, yes. I had moved probably to Detroit maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And when I came to there, that was like a family that I have found there, the diary. You have S.Fallou, who's the head of Foundation Sheikh Ahmadou.
Right. Hope you're going to have him soon on the show though, because a lot of stuff to talk with him, inshallah. Exactly. Right.
He's our children over there. And we have S.Fallou Silla who's helping him, and he's the vice president. Right. So Abib actually, he handled our finance over there. Abib job, yes, in Detroit, and he had work and done a lot of changes over there.
So the diaries from there to the money to the shade and so on.
Yes, he's doing that. He's doing a lot of work.
Also, thanks to my brother, S.Fallou, living in Albany with the diaries and all the diaries throughout New York and all the states of America. Again, is any hurdles you guys meeting though in terms, because it's an organization, you guys, because some people are watching where the money goes because of the situation. We talked about peace before. You have diaries, you have money being involved. Is it any hurdle you're getting from the state, or you guys are free to move?
Usually our organizations are registered as non-profit. So they have what we call the 501c3 given by the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. So it is a legal organization, and the finance have to be in line with the accounting standard, with the accounting regulation. So
you have to report to the government?
Yeah, you have to. You have to file something that they call 990 form every year. So you have to report your income, your donation, your expense, everything. So you have to keep a clean book. You have to keep your balance sheet clean. You have to keep your P&L, your profit and loss statement clean. So even your cash flow statements, right? So you have to keep a clear accounting for you to be to cope with the rules of the accounting standard boards and the financial accounting standard boards of the United States. So those are really our I mean, sorry to say that, but it's like the Hollywood to the non-profit world that they have to be in line with. So yes, so the finance have to be clean. And it is clean.
Going also to save hands though, knowing our leader Sheikh Muntaha, the new Khalif of TOUBA, being involved. I told you about the money he gave out for kidney disorder patients. Money also involved in Daras though. He's doing a lot of work. Your foundation plus, by the way, is your foundation working with 221? I mean, Khadim Rasul movement working with 221? They together for some involvement in Senegal?
Working together, I mean, indirectly we do, because I'm part of both, and some of them as well coaches and.
Because the foundation sent out a container of medical goods in Fawzain. Were 221 part of that?
So not 221, but myself, S.Moussa, I was the one that because I'm ambassador at Refuad Medical Relief, who are 221 partner that I had linked with Foundation Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba to get that container. So it was a work that I have done and present the project, get the donation, everything from them, and then we have the social, what they call the social committee that had worked to help with the freight, sending it to Senegal. So I can say indirectly, yes, we do.
So that means they're working together. Yes. Absolutely. So a word on our new Khalif. We have a new Khalif, Sheikh Muntaha. Like I told you about his involvement right now, especially in education though. He wants to build this school, because recently there was Rihanna who came to Senegal and they had to promote a new type of education. But this is Islamic, Mureed education that is being promoted by the leader itself, Sheikh Muntaha. Your take on that?
My take is like we are heading to a new era.
Inshallah.
And we have a Caliph, and may Allah give him a long life and help him succeed in his new mission. So it is a new type that, as a youth, that we can really learn a lot. The Taliban over there, that fact of accepting leadership. When you really watch closely our Caliph, you have seen him all his life. He had been serving his uncles and his exactly, and his brothers, his elders, and now he's in his position. So it is a lot that we are learning from him. And not only that, he have a vision that's extraordinary. I was watching when he was talking about the new schools. At first, I was thinking that's a school that we are building, of course, but it is a new system. It is a new educational system that include from the early childhood to the last stage of education. So I would say that's something that you probably wouldn't see nowhere. That the Caliph is doing at this point. So we all have to be part of that.
He will need help, though.
He will need help. He will need help, and that's all for our greater good.
And then
Absolutely.
Foundation, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. We think we're going to be the first in line.
Right.
We are true Taliban, right? We're going to be first in line to do that. Exactly.
Right. Beautiful, S.Moussa. Also, we're gonna. Our show is almost over, though. This is already an hour since, almost an hour since we started. Again, we're having S.Moussa NIANG visiting from Detroit, Michigan, president of Foundation 221, and also a member of Khadim Rasul Foundation. Went to Texas University, and also right now is a financial engineer at Ford Motor Company over there in America, visiting, getting involved, like he related, in different fields here, though, in Senegal, but also in America. Mr. Moussa, this is going to be almost our last words, though. Coming back to America, though, you've seen Senegal again since 15 years, a long time ago, a little while ago. You see our economy, our culture, our religion, belief in Serigne Touba. What do you think about the way we're heading? Is it good, or there's more to be done? What happened? Your appreciation of our overall social, economic, all of them in the same bag. What happened?
It's always
We okay?
It's always more to be done.
Right.
I would say that.
Right.
It's always more to be done.
Right, right.
Because like I always say, we always strive for greatness, right? Greatness one step at a time. So one thing that we have to know is we are deficient in many things, but we have full potential.
Absolutely.
Right? So now we have to leverage those potentials in making this country one of the most emergent country in the world.
And yes, we can.
We can.
Absolutely.
Actually, we can.
Right.
We can. We have the people for that. We have people in the diaspora. If you go and you look at the Senegalese community, you see great lawyers.
Full potential, right?
Full potential. Great, great businessmen. You see everything that you need. And you have that in Senegal as well. Why don't we leverage that potential, that knowledge?
For the betterment.
Exactly,
Right.
of this country, So definitely I'm hopeful, but we shouldn't be sleeping because we have there's more to be done. There is more to be done.
It's going to happen, though, by the words of Serigne Touba, who said, Zimamul wara asri ladallai fi yadi. So hopefully things like that, we're going to gather all these energy for the betterment. Having someone like Serigne Muntaka really give us lots of hope. So if you're in the diaspora, wherever you are, listen to him. He has a project that is very clear, a goal for the Sheikh, and actually that's what we need. Sheikh S.Fallou used to say, I'll wait in Akhirah if Allah will pay for talk instead of action. Action is the one, he says, Jaf Jal, you work, you get your money. That's how Mureed is. Mureed is all about actions for Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. It's over already. What's going to be your last word?
My last word is, I want to give you many thanks.
Thank you.
And give a props to your shows that are doing a lot for people in the diaspora to be informed, but not only, just like I was saying, for our youth that maybe don't speak that good of a Wolof to know what's going on in Senegal and what's going on around here. We always give thanks to Allah, to the Most High, and always pray to Him that He shower His blessing to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As well, thank the new Caliph and pray for him. Our family as well that are supporting us, our fathers, mothers, they have been always with us, advising us and giving us great recommendation. But my team as well here, both here in the United States. Just like I was saying, these are a team of volunteers. They are volunteering. So they believe in what they're doing. That's why they're here. They are spending their own time, their treasury, their time, and they're spending as well the knowledge, their skills that they have for the greater good, for the betterment of Senegal, for the betterment of our orphans, right? Our women and our youth. So that's what this team is doing. So I cannot thank them enough because of what they're doing. They're not doing it for me. They're doing it for their country. So that would be my last word. I wanna thank people in the States, right? Thank my partner, my partners that I have there. They believe in what we're doing, and the Islamic community. I would say the African American Muslim, so Muslim Center of Detroit. So I cannot forget they are my family. Foundation Khadim Rasoul, they're my family. FunCap, and thanks God, we're gonna all have merch, bring all our effort together and work for Senegal. And thank you very much, and I wish you much success in your show.
Thank you, S.Moussa. What a commitment. This is what the show is about, though, bring out all these talent, these new talent youngsters. I've seen youngsters like this, bring out these ideas for their own countries, dedicated with NGOs like that. Really, those are the type of engagement we need right now, especially our community, especially Sheikh Al Khadim, though. Again, someone who've done a lot for his country, for the Ummah, went to exile for how many years, but he's writing something that has to be discovered, though, properly. Something to need to be known. We have to learn who that personality was, what he accomplished for us. We have a city, we have personalities like his sons, from Sayyid Mustafa to Sayyid Murtada. These are the type of help we need. So good luck to Moussa and others like Sana Kamara, Khadim Samb, all involved, youngsters, Mureed from the diaspora involved in this particular task, which is not a small one, this is a huge one, working for Serigne Touba. Until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Jërëjëf Serigne Touba. Jaraw lakk Maam Cheikh Ibrahima Fall.
رنا سكر الذي بالكاب والنون ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون رنا سكر الذي بالكاف والنون ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون